So, being a furry in the age of the internet is a pretty easy life. But before that time, it wasn't that easy. Back then, we had no idea if other people who had an interest in anthropomorphic animals even existed. It really was the Dark Ages. But there is one humble fellow who you could consider a furry by all modern standards, but was here a little too early for the internet. That humble fellow's name was Rapid T. Rabbit. Now, it is debatable whether or not this guy was a furry or not, but then again, you could also debate whether or not the fandom existed or not, so it kind of evens out. So you're probably wondering, how did you hear this guy since there was no internet back then? Well, he had a show on public access TV, and some of the episodes have been leaked to YouTube. Not only that, but he even had Chuck E. Cheese on this show, believe it or not. Now, I'm a big believer in not having any big characters to get your character across to the top. I believe in working yourself up to the top. That's the American way, in my opinion.
It's possible that Mr. Rabbit's difficulty in finding the adulation and respect he deserves as a hard-working, conscientious mascot has more to do with location than anything else. Of all the cities in the world in which to ply his gentle, subtle art, surely New York must be the toughest.
About 10 years ago, former Mayor Ed Koch even floated the idea of having a mascot for the city of New York. You know, people sent him lots of strange ideas, from cockroaches to muggers to various ethnic caricatures. I would like to be a character that's that's here on the streets of New York. You know, in a big city, there is so much going on in the city. You're just struggling just to get attention, just to get noticed. I mean, I could practically walk down the street and not get noticed. It'd be easily ignored as I am easily being attacked. It's again, because when you're not a famous character, it's you're just another rabbit.
Only in New York City could you walk through Times Square in a bunny costume and not get noticed. Isn't that illegal, by the way? I mean, I hear that New York has all these anti-mask laws. Sadly, though, Rapid T. Rabbit is no longer with us. He sadly died of natural causes in 2017. To be honest, I kind of feel bad for Rapid T. Rabbit. He seems like he could have been an upstanding member of the furry community, but sadly, the internet and the furry fandom wasn't around to embrace him. Fortunately, though, in doing my research, though, I did see that apparently in Rapid T. Rabbit's later years, I did see him with photos of furries at furry conventions, you know? And that's good, you know? He at least deserves to be he at least deserves to be in the furry fandom, even if it was in his later years, you know? I did see photos of these furries, of him taking photos of furries. I can't show you because they're not my photos, of course, but still though, it is pretty sad to see a character only get embraced by the nicest community ever for the last few years of his life, you know? But anyway, not to be a downer, here's my next new piece of artwork. I saw this old ad for a Norton motorcycle, and I was just like, you know what that needs? A furry girl. And so I drew it. So there it is, you know? And who knows, give me to 200 subs and maybe I'll draw her on a Mustang. Well, that concludes this video. I'm YJ Wolf, and this message will self-destruct.